On Twitter, it's very common. You'll find threads on here's 10 books Warren Buffett recommends. Here's 10 keys to success that Jeff Bezos teaches Amazon employees. So it's okay, cool. That's what Warren recommends. That's what Bezos recommends. Why should I listen to you? Like, why do you have the credibility to talk about those things? Because we have this, I used to have this belief that high performers, the top level people I wanted to connect with, they were attracted to just the best type of competence. And they do, but they're also attracted to humility. They're also attracted to effort. And there is no shame in showing that you're already growing in your path. And that humility, I feel like giving up your wedding card actually gives you access to more people because they recognize that, hey, this guy's self-aware, this guy's humble. I like this guy. Skill is easier, I feel. Skill is easier to teach than the right traits. If you're already arrogant, if you're already just not willing to learn, it's harder to unteach that than to teach how to be competent. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's just a healthier way to approach this. It's just a more honest way to approach this. And it plays to something. I invented this while I was showering, so I don't know how accurate.
That's when the best ideas come, is when you're in the shower and you're just like staring off into space. You're like, okay, this is $1 million idea.
Yeah, bro. When you're shadow boxing in the shower, that's where the money is made.
All right, Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. So I call it giving up your winning card. Okay, so I feel like when you give up your winning card, people play it for you. And it's also a good framing thing. So for example, I was talking about this like right before this call with the community. And if a girl goes up to you, and I use a lot of examples with dating because that is one of the things I'm most passionate about. I love that topic a lot. So people, let's say a girl tells you like, oh my God, you're such a kid. Like, you're such a kid. You can do two things right now. You could, one, take the defensive route and be like, no, I'm not a kid. I built this huge business. Look, did you know that I'm a seven-figure SEO agency owner? Like, they give a shit about that, right? Or you could give up your winning card, right? And if she goes, hey, you're such a kid, you could go, if you say that again, I'm not showing you my dinosaur collection. It's like playing to that card. You give it up. And then it's like you win by losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it works a lot in social, as in, hey, by the way, I'm not an expert. By the way, I don't have everything figured out. This is what worked for me. Hope it serves you. And by you giving up the desire to be known and respected, you become known and respected. That's how I look at it.
So we're just going to reference Hormozy a bunch. Alex, you're coming on the show, buddy. But yeah, so he talks about the two different kind of archetypes. Yeah, $100 million offers.
Recommended.
Yeah, it's my Bible, man. So he talks about the enthusiastic beginner versus the grizzled veteran, like strategies, which is exactly what you're talking about. So you've got like the guys like Sam Parr and Sean can go do My First Million because they've both exited 8-figure companies. And so they can speak with that like authority because they've done it and they've done interesting shit, to quote Sam. So when it comes to the rest of the people, though, people are now starting to build brands before they've done the stuff. And that's exactly what you're talking about. And I'm 1,000% guilty. I haven't necessarily figured Twitter out because I've been guilty of exactly what you're saying, where it's just, oh, okay, I've got like 100 millionaire guest on. That's okay. This guy's worth $150 million. I just interviewed him for an hour. Like, that's the content I'm going to produce. But everyone was like, okay, but bring things back down to you. Why should we listen to you? And so that's something I'm actively working on. So what's some advice that you can give to entrepreneurs that are doing cool stuff and they're on their journey, but they haven't achieved that mastery yet, that really cool, like it factor, which I know is also subjective? Because another piece of advice that I've gotten is talk to the version of you that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So can you speak a little bit about that to somebody that had a Gary Vaynerchuk exit where they've already built like a $100 million company before they got on social and they're in the process of it?
Yeah. So I was actually talking about this to an entrepreneur yesterday. The guys work with Hormozy. Guys work with a bunch of like heavy hitters. And he had this thing which surprised me. The guys built 8-figure sales teams. And when I asked him about everything he's done, he just goes, yeah, man, you know what? I felt like imposter syndrome because I felt like I could be doing more. Like, dude, if you feel like you could be doing more, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the feeling that you could be doing more is never going to go away, right?
No.
Because there will always be a next step. It's entrepreneurs, we feel like when we reach a certain income level, we're going to be happy. Yeah, for 2 seconds, and then you're going to want more. That's just what happens, right? But that feeling's never going to go away. But the way I look at it is like a chain. Look at you as a link in the middle. There's always going to be people behind you, and there's always going to be people ahead of you, right? So you could be like, man, but I'm only making $100 a month. There's people making 99. The input that you could give them is valuable to them, at least $1 of value, but it's valuable. It's ahead. So to me, it's the mindset of I haven't achieved much. That's why I shouldn't post. It's not wrong. It's just inaccurate. The right way to look at it is no matter what happens, I'm a link in the chain. There's going to be links ahead of me and there are going to be links behind me. And I write for the links behind me because I know that what I've done is valuable to them because I'm ahead. Like I'm not miles ahead, I'm one link ahead, but there's got to be insights that I can share. And when you combine it with that humility and you saying, I don't know everything, but this is what I did, this is what worked for me, nobody can with you because you proved it. Alex says, if I said that this morning I had oatmeal, I'm untouchable.
You had it.
Yeah, nobody can deny it. So I have my system to sell by Twitter, and some people don't like it. I believe that whatever account size you have, you can't neglect selling by chat. You actually have to do outbound. And a lot of people, they give me flack for it. So, no, dude, you have the account. You're just not good at monetizing it. I'm like, maybe, but this is what worked for me. Like these are the screenshots. It actually made money. So you can't deny that it's not the best system. You can, but you can't deny that it hasn't made money.